Welcome, everybody. This is the official launch of Align. I am so excited. I want to tell you a little bit about how this whole thing came to be. I think I wish I could remember the exact moment it came to me, but I think it was in a meditation where after I had had a client that was particularly struggling to find their calm and their peace in their world. And they had waited 3 years to come to me. And they said, I've been watching you for 3 years and I've been watching your growth, and something about your energy keeps pulling me in, but I can't quite put a pin on it. And I couldn't get myself to do it. So it felt like the work that they thought they were going to have to do with me was going to be very heavy and very hard. And that was holding them back. And so it made me kind of think about how can I make this easy for people? Because for those of you that don't know me too well, I have been a medium and an intuitive healer for over 25 years. I was in the closet for most of that time. And I came out of my spiritual closet 4 or 5 years ago, and life has completely transformed since then. I went on to, in the physical world, become an author, a speaker, have all this success that I never thought I would have. Not something I ever looked for, but everything feels so aligned, and the growth just seems organic, and it is so fun and so enjoyable. I do intuitive coaching in group settings, in one-on-one settings. So all of this has come after I found my alignment, right? There was a time in my life where I was a little misaligned, and there was a time in my life I was very misaligned, right? And it took me a whole journey of 15, 20 years of using my gifts as a medium to apply them to myself first, right? And this is the one thing that I see missing in the world today, where a lot of people are finding spiritual gifts or spiritual modalities, and they are just running with it. And the first step is I found it. The next step is I'm teaching it. And I feel like there's a whole process in between that just goes missing, where you apply it to yourself and you liberate yourself. And so what I've done with Align is I have brought together some amazing, amazing facilitators, all of who I know have crossed that bridge. And that is very important to me, because I think that if you jump from I found a great modality that works for me to I'm going to teach it, you're missing out on all of this growth, right? And as painful and as arduous as it is also the most rewarding thing you will ever do for yourself. And so I wanted to create a space where I could bring in all of the people that have helped me on my journey on that bridge, and share them with the people out there, and make it fun and light and not as heavy. So it's a monthly membership where you join, and every week you will have a session with each of these facilitators, who will either make you laugh, they will have you do EFT tapping, they will have you set intentions for your week ahead, they will help you befriend your emotions, I will help you attract, not chase. And we'll have a book club discussion group as well that we call Soulful Chapters. And I have many more facilitators in that growth journey almost done. I'm waiting for them to be done so I can bring them in. And they have some amazing offerings as well. So I'm excited to bring that. I want us to just kick us off with, an introduction of our facilitators. So I have 3 of them here today for you to get to know a little bit. So we'll start with Rachel, because Rachel is going to lead our Monday Manifestation Circle. And we'll have you introduce yourself, Rachel.
It's so nice to see everybody. This is so exciting. I'm really thrilled to be here. And I love that explanation Chitra said about, like this is the work, us showing up for ourselves and being consistent. I always say it's like, and what I've shared with Chitra is like, it can't just be one retreat, one weekend out of the year, like this has to be stuff that like we build like a muscle. So I'm so excited for Align and everything and all of the people that'll come into this. But briefly, I'm Rachel Radzewski of Rachel Rema Living. I'm an empowerment life coach and a mindset mentor. My niche kind of is really about women's empowerment and finding their voice, finding love for themselves again, and building a life around intentional connection with their purpose and their joy of anything that they want to do for themselves. I lead women's retreats in the Poconos and the Hudson Valley, and I teach Buddha yoga. So all the things that bring me joy have started to kind of leak into my work a little bit that I bring out as well. And I also do workshops around kind of burnout and boundaries. Those are my favorite things to kind of bring into those places. So that is me, and I'll pass it over to maybe Rita.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel. Hi, I'm Rita. I've been a coach. I have a social work background, and I've been a coach since about 2009. And I started coaching moms in my neighborhood. I work with stressed out professional moms now. And at first, I was working strictly on self-compassion. I wrote a workbook. I think you can see it subliminally in the background there, Self-Compassion Project. And I also work with women around subconscious beliefs. But what I'm going to be doing for Align, which I'm very excited about, is I'm going to be teaching how to find the hilarious, the ridiculous, the absurd, the funny in your life. Because I come from a very funny family. And one of the things that's made us resilient and adaptive and confident and bold is being able to use the lens of what's kind of weird and funny about that in our everyday lives. When we start to take ourselves so seriously and everything is life and death and everything is, we have to do it right all the time. When you find the funny in your life, you become your nervous system actually calms down. So that's what I'll be doing on Fridays starting in November at noontime Eastern.
Excited. And Rachel, did you talk about your Monday session or no?
I did not, sorry.
Yeah.
I will be doing the Monday Manifestation Circle. That will be every week at 8 a.m. And we'll get feedback. We'll make sure that that time is working for everybody. But it seems like, even if you have the camera off, this will be a great space to build intention, root down into seasonal cycles, and different themes each week.
Love it. Thank you. All right. And then we have Karina here. Karina, would you like to share a little bit about what excites you about being here today?
I do. Good morning, everybody. So nice to meet you all and see you, Heidi and Michelle. My name is Karina, and I am a certified EFT clinical practitioner, and I'm also a trauma-informed coach. And I also work with women that has been through narcissistic abuse, toxic relationships. So when I started embarking on this journey of EFT and becoming certified, I was just going through a really hard time in my life, a heart divorce, and just understanding how to regulate myself in my body and my nervous system has just helped me tremendously. So that's really what I do. I help women really reparent their inner child, really examine, peel back the layers of childhood trauma, and just have women live their life. That's why I call my business Live Your Life, because for so long I was living for everyone else, people pleaser and all that. I call myself a recovered people pleaser and such an empath, right? You can still be empathic and not take everyone else's stuff on. So I'm just so thrilled to be here and teach the tool of EFT. And I'm going to be teaching on Wednesdays at 12. I figured that was a good day, like a hump day, right? We're so done with the week, but we still have 2 more days. So every week is just going to be a little different, but it's just going to be about how can we get into our bodies? How can we regulate ourselves when we're stressed about a meeting, maybe an upcoming deadline, maybe something is going on in your family. And that's what I'll be doing on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock. So I am very excited.
I love it. I love it. And I'm so grateful that all of you said yes. We have 3 other facilitators. Some of them will be joining in a little bit. Some of them will be here next Saturday for our open house. Heidi, would you like to introduce yourself since we had Michelle go, and then Rishi, if you're able to come off camera, that would be great. And I just want to point out, I know all of us have more experience working with women, but we have a man in the house. So I'm going to say that for his benefit, that all of these offerings are open to the men as well. And I actually love it when the men show up, because I think that it shows the power and the courage and the vulnerability that they are open to show. And I think that it is so important for our men to really just embrace that authenticity in a new way that hasn't been done before, right? So everyone who is showing up now, I think they're so brave. So welcome, Rishi, and we're glad you're here. So I just want to say that.
Thank you, Chitra. I have my wife, Manjali, as well on the call. So,
All right.
Hi.
Hello. We'd love to
um,
see you if possible, but if not, I totally
I'm
I
not
don't.
in that
Manjali.
shape today.
All right, no worries.
Yes.
We're glad you're here. Go ahead, Karina. I mean, yeah, no, everybody, no, Heidi, sorry. I'm sorry, Heidi.
Oh, um, well, I'm here because I have the pleasure of working. I say I'm a Chitra groupie because whatever Chitra does. Oh, what are you doing next, Chitra? I'm in.
Ah,
I'm in. And then what are you doing? I don't even care what it is. I'm there because I just love being in your energy and drawing in your wisdom and your love, your compassion, and your spiritual connection is just so palpable and informs everything you do. I always feel I'm getting Chitra and I'm getting the team. The team. And that feels really amazing. And so I felt very drawn to what you're doing with Align and bringing together. I've always felt the call. I've always noticed and felt the power of mostly women in this realm coming together for each other's highest good. And witnessing then that, like with yourself, Chitra, then you benefit. It's in service to others that we fill up and are even better able to give more to others as we wish. And so that wonderful cycle, and you embody that. And I just love it. And that's why I dragged myself. It was a longer night, and I'm here anyway because I can't miss you. So I in I work with moms who have severely autistic kids of any age. My path has been with my son, and I love the idea of humor. I'm going to hear more about it because I've always said I could do a stand-up routine on autism.
I love it.
I really could. And the people in the room would laugh. Everyone else would be horrified, but the people in that room would be like, yeah, and then that. So
Yeah,
anyway, and so that is my path right now. And my core message, and I'm moving, as Chitra knows, more into public speaking and workshops and coaching around my core message of love, don't fix.
mm.
Um, with any human, autistic or not, anyone in your life. That is the path forward, not to try to fix the thing you don't happen to like. It is what it is. So anyway, that is my path, and working with Chicha has been such a joy.
Love it. Thank you so much. I did not pay her to say all those things, you guys. But I love you, Heidi, and I love your energy and everything you're about and your passion, the way you show up for your kid and other kids and their moms. I think it's beautiful. So thank you for the work you do.
Thank you.
All right, Rishi and Manjali, would you like to just give us a quick intro and tell us what excited you about being here today?
Um, so yeah, I know I've been working with Chitra for quite a bit now. I know you guys. So me and Manjali, always try to do things together. I surely believe that if our pair is strong, our understanding is strong, the foundation of the house or the family becomes pretty strong. So me and Manjali try to do everything together. We might do things in a different way, but our end goal is the same. I know that we have been going through different things. Chitra is aware, but everyone does, right? So what I got attracted was how to keep. I think your mind, Jim. I think that's what you were saying. So how to keep my balance with my emotions, right? Because if that's the case, you know I'm doing things better, my intuitions are better, I'm able to work better. So that's what I saw in this group, and I'm definitely going to take advantage of it.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Rishi. So glad you're here.
Yes. Hi, I'm Anjali, and I'm basically just amazed with all you strong, beautiful women. Honestly, he told me that we have it at 8, and I'm like, okay, I'm not even ready. He's like, okay, you don't have to be on the camera. I'm like, okay, then it's fine, okay. but I heard you guys, but I think I'm here more to learn from you all. You guys are all so unique with your own specialities, and that's what I want to pick, and that's what I want to be a part of. So I'm here to learn. That's it.
Thank you so much. And I just adore the fact that you guys do everything together. And it is just so cute to me. Like I wish I could get my husband to do more things with me, but we do things. We come together for a few things, so that's good. But thank you for being here. I'm so excited. So we're going to kick us off and give you a little sample, a little demo of what our facilitators will be doing for you. And this is a snapshot of the 45-minute session that you will get. I'm just going to share my screen and show you a sample schedule just so you have an understanding of what that looks like. So this is just to give you an idea. This is our starting schedule. It's a little light right now, but we will be filling it up with many more sessions. So we'll have Rachel give us a little sample of what she will do in her Monday manifestation circle. We'll have a little exercise that she'll walk us through, and we'll get to experience it. And then all of these, you can see the timings. I don't need to go over each of them, but Saturdays is the one that I want to talk about a little bit, because every Saturday from 8 to 9:15, just like we're doing today, we will all come together, our facilitators, whoever can make it, all of the members who can make it, and we'll have a little community check-in, just like we're doing today. And we'll see how your week has been, what helped you through this process. If you have any feedback for us, on how to make it better, if the timings are not working, and just get to know the other members and connect with them and bond with them. Just like if you went to a gym and you walked out of class and you hung out with the people who were in your class and just had a conversation, right? So I want to have that community aspect, especially because, loneliness has become such an epidemic right now, that people are, they might have thousands of friends online, but they're very lonely and isolated in their own minds, right? And so we want to eliminate that, and we want to work on that. So without further ado, I want to ask Rachel to lead us through a little exercise that she has for us today. So everybody ready? Let's give her a big thumbs up. Yes. All right, Rachel, floor is yours.
All right. Excellent. Well, I am just so happy to have heard from everybody too that's here, and your reasons for connecting with Align, because that really, is inspiring. We're all here. I'm also Team Chitra. So I'm just like, baby, where you going? I'm coming. Like, what are you doing? I'm there. Because when you find something that is aligned with your work, you stay connected, right? So, all right. So Monday manifestations circle. I'm really honored to kind of be kicking off each week, because it is actually one of my own sacred practices that I do for myself. Is set myself up for a week of life success, whatever that looks like. I think as when I first came into motherhood, it was just, I was like reactive. Like life was kind of happening to me all the time. I felt like it was sort of like my role to just jump in and just react to each fire that needed to be put out, instead of bringing more of for me, my background was in advertising and corporate, and I worked in New York City, and that was my job was in account management. So when I came into this other phase of my life, I kept feeling like, why can't I get these things in order? Like, why does everything feel so like scattered and feeling lost in a lot of ways? And that would get really overwhelming. So I connected with my own sort of accountability group, and we started checking in with each other. We would do it on Sunday nights, and we would just sort of like pick our week. What are the 3 top things that are so important? What are, the obstacles that keep coming up each week that I would love to sort of pick apart a little bit, and sort of checking into making sure that we're meditating each day, basically, like taking a break, taking our pauses, taking care of ourselves. I think that, I don't know, it's like, I think it's most people in our culture and society now that productivity is the definer of success. And that is, we're learning more and more that that's completely not true. And that in the moments of rest and stillness and self-awareness is actually building so much more resilience, calm, and abilities to go through our week with ease and love and joy. So that is what I think you were going to get. I think that without having this Monday check-in, we can get into that space of feeling almost all the time exhausted because we're channeling our energy in the wrong places. We're just not really making a plan for ourselves. So this is going to be a little bit of what we're going to do on those Monday manifestation wake up calls. And what we're going to do right now, I even have my candle lit, which I'll always encourage everybody to just give themselves a moment. I know some people are going to be running around and might have to be off camera, and that's totally fine. This is your membership, and like you can take from this what you need. But I'll always give us some guidance, and what we're going to do is start with, of course, a little bit of centering. And how that's going to work for today, for the experience on this beautiful open house, is to literally just take a breath. So I invite everyone to just get grounded wherever you are and bring the delicious breath into the body. Letting the shoulders drop. If you're feeling comfortable, you're welcome to close the eyes or maybe just lower the gaze just slightly, signaling to your body that you are in a special space. You are safe and connected and ready to listen to that inner voice. We'll start by simply scanning the body. And since this is the beginning of our day, we're going to start from the feet and work our way up. Starting through the feet and the ankles. Just noticing along the way any moment, any spots of tension, tightness, moving up through the calf, surrounding that inner eye into the knees and the legs. And as you're moving and scanning through the body, imagine a beautiful, soft, glowing light following your gaze. Continuing up through the hips and the pelvic bowl. Allowing that beautiful glowing gaze to focus on the very root of the spine. Following up through the torso and the stomach region. Into the heart space. The shoulders. Moving down the right arm, the elbow, the wrist, the right hand. Traveling back up the arm, across the chest, down the left shoulder, and elbow, and wrist, and left hand. Breathing and releasing. Traveling back up the left arm, across the shoulder and into the throat chakra area. Continuing up into the jaw, the face, forehead, and finally bringing that breath and that gaze to the crown. Breathing into all of those beautiful connections with the body points. And while the body is still in this calm space, I invite you to imagine back down through into the navel, the belly button section of the body, that there is a little garden, a garden full of soil and plants and sunlight, anything that you would normally see in the garden in your own mind's eye. Feeling the wind as you sit and admire all of this beautifulness in your garden. And as you're there staring and pondering what you might be planting next into this rich soil, imagine yourself looking down at your own hands. And in your hands is a glowing seed. This glowing seed is almost emanating with energy, potential, first ideas, new beginnings. Just admire in your hand this beautiful seed. Imagine yourself walking over to that garden, taking the seed with your hand and planting it down into this rich soil in the garden. Together with your mind, imagine what you are planting now. What are the words or the ideas, the new beginnings, the potential? What is your seed that is moving down into this nutritious and bountiful soil? And in that moment, imagine yourself covering the seed oil over with the dirt and admiring the work that could come ahead for this seed as it begins to grow. As you breathe in the environment of this garden, imagine that it starts to rain. And knowing that the universe is there around you to help you grow these seeds. That you've planted something, and something bigger than you is going to help you. It's going to be there to help grow this seed. Taking a deep breath into the body, coming back a little more into the present moment, into the space. And when you're feeling ready, you can slowly start to open the eyes, come back into the room. And before you lose connection with that vision, before completely moving on, I invite you to put your hand on your heart. And if you want to share anything that came up for you in this vision, or What is the seed that you are wanting to plant? We can do that here together. How was that for everybody? That was just a very brief sort of intro to that connection. But if there's something that came up, I would love to hear it. Or you could put it in the chat if you don't want to come out of that space yet. It's really up to you. Did anyone notice any resistance or anything? Heidi, yes, you had something.
Yes to all of it. My 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 mind was it had to calm down. My mind was going, wait, this thing I need to do later. That's um and then but your voice is so soothing and I loved how you took us through the process of calming down. It allowed me to take take a bit of time to downshift. That felt really good. And I absolutely love that image of the seed. I mean, I was so moved by it and the glowing light, like the glowing seed. I wanted to just stay there for an hour or two,
Yeah.
thinking about my seed. I thought it was so beautiful. I could cry.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh, I was thinking all kinds of things. Oh, it's like a baby. Oh, a a fertilized egg. It's like here it is, the very beginning. Um, and I thought of an acorn. The reason I'm sorry, ladies.
No, please. This is it. This is where we do it.
We're releasing.
Um, this image is so moving to me. Um, because I am planting a seed. Chitra knows. Um,
A beautiful seed.
yeah, a beautiful seed of
Take your time.
creating a community for my son
Mhm.
that he will need upon entering adulthood. He turns 20 next month, and the clock is ticking for him to move into adulthood. And there is nothing appropriate that is both high need, supports people with very high need because he doesn't speak. And honors and acknowledges the tremendous, profound intellect and spiritual connection he has that nobody knows. This population is so underestimated, and people presume intellectual impairment when in fact it's the absolute opposite. And I'm creating that community for Ethan and the guys and girls like him. So it's a big seed, and there's a lot of resistance and a lot of, oh my goodness, how the heck? And but the energy of that seed is what I'm staying with that. And that's what felt so good. And like, okay, it'll take care of it. The seed knows what to do.
Love
I
that.
don't have to figure it all out. And I'm just going to love on that seed right now in this meditation. So thank you.
Oh, you
Oh, that
got
was
it. That was
beautiful.
incredible. And Heidi, I do think it's like that's what this is about. Like if we are in a week of just our day jobs and just that, like, where can we hear these profound messages, these things that our our body is ready to connect with, our body wants to hear, because it helps us affirm what is our work here? What am I here to do? And of course, to feel each other and to be witness. We witness you, Heidi, in this.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
I feel it. I really do. Thank you.
Bravo.
Absolutely.
Bravo, Heidi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Imagine if 5 minutes of this did that for you.
Mm.
What will 45 minutes do? You're going to be a changed woman.
Mm. I know.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
So
it.
good.
My
Anyone
cape
else?
is ready.
We just gave it to you. Here you go. Don't forget, you have the cape.
Definitely. And I think this is the community space for like us to watch each other as we kind of move through this. And many, like I think that's what's so great about it, not just being a weekend in Bali, where, hi, I met this one woman, Heidi, and I wonder what she's up to. We are here to do this together and to watch as the phases happen and to weed out the plants that are not supporting that seed, to do that because we're humans and that's normal. And we're all going through those things. So I don't know. Did anyone else have anything before we jump off of the vision about Michelle or Rishi or anything like that? I'd love to hear how that was.
Go ahead, Michelle.
I'll share. So one thing I did not share, and this is such an amazing space already, is that I am ready. Well, no, I'm not going to say I'm ready. So I planted my seed of courage and my seed of love, because I will be transitioning from a full-time corporate job into my own business, which over the last 9 years I have been working on. And it's amazing to hear like a blend of, is it Karina? You're Ina on the screen, right? So Karina, you talk about divorced women and like helping them get through that sort of trauma, and being trauma informed, I think is like so awesome and like so needed. And then Rita, you bringing the funny, finding the humor, right? And playfulness. And so my business is going to be, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed clinician. I've just got my own lived experience and that deep introspective work that you talked about, Chitra, about like turning the mirror on ourselves. And so the work that I have brought forth in little ways is really bringing, I know I'm like kind of all over the place. I'm just so excited that it's all like, I want to say one thing that's really important. Chitra, you mentioned this is a community for men as well. I am raising 2 sons and going through divorce, raising 2 sons, and now being in a landscape where feminism is sometimes used as a weapon almost against men. I love that when there are spaces for open-hearted men, as I like to say, to come in, and brave men that are ready to step into a domain that they are not conditioned to, meaning get in touch with their emotions and do that introspection for themselves so they can deepen their own relationships and their own connections to other people and to themselves. And so really my women have been more drawn to me, but I love the fact that this is also a space for men. Because when I first started, I was like, I want to work with adults. I want to work with adults that are stressed out and they need to slow down. They need to have fun. And people kept saying, you need to rein it in. You need to target. Da, da, da. So I just want to say, typically women are drawn to me, but I am open to also working with men because they need it. And I'm raising 2 of them. So like, what better focus group here?
Yeah.
But really, it's about the same, very similar, working with professional women that are stressed out, that are running, and getting them to connect to their little inner child inside to find their sense of joy, find that space of wonder, and what brought them the fun then when they were a kid, and how can we bring it into our grown-up lives. And so I just love this space here, and that meditation was amazing. I find when I am meditating on my own, I don't go as deep, but when I am listening to someone and being guided by someone, I can go much deeper. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Chitra, for having this community.
Of course.
Same. Yeah.
I love that.
So
thank
good.
you, Rachel. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I could see my glowing seed. And what I saw was when I planted the seed for Align, how all of you facilitators came together to support me.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that I know that this is a divinely guided project is that everything happened with ease. That's the magic. It happened with ease. There was no conflict. There was no resistance. There was no, it was just so easy. And that for the past 4 years is how I have seen my life grow. And I just want to live in that ease. And so seeing that seed supported and, helped in a way to grow is just magical. And that light is just source light. I know it. I felt it. So thank you for that. Oh, that was beautiful. All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna keep moving in the interest of time. This was a few minutes of the magic that Rachel will bring to you every Monday morning if you decide to partake in Align. Um, yes, it was an easy yes. I love you, Stacy. So Stacy is going to be one of our other facilitators. Why don't you quickly introduce yourself, Stacy, and then we will go into the next portion of the program today.
Sure. Sorry, I showed up late, guys. I had dogs that desperately wanted to get outside. But my name is Stacy Urig, and I live in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. And Michelle, I loved hearing what you had to say because I also was never trained as a therapist or a social worker or a clinical licensed mental health practitioner, but I'm actually a trauma care practitioner and kind of took that route. And so when Chitra asked me what she felt I could bring to the gym and to Align, one of the things that really broke me wide open in my own healing journey 15 years ago were books. I was not in a financial position to actually even see any kind of therapist or mental health practitioner, and things like podcasts and YouTube and Instagram, those things did not exist. So my best access to knowledge was reading. And I devoured some of these books like it was the best chocolate cake I'd ever had in my life. And what I learned from those books, I've run over the last 10 years many different types of book clubs, all focused in around the books that broke me wide open. And as I became a trauma care practitioner over the last 5 years, I've then transformed those book moderations into something even deeper because I do everything through this trauma trained lens. So I talk about the book, but I also talk and understand why it's actually challenging for people to harness what's in the book because perhaps of their lived experience and their core beliefs and all the things that their parts, their protective parts prevent from them to be able to do. So I'm going to be doing something every week on Thursdays at noon called Soulful Chapters. And what we're going to do is these books are so big and each chapter itself is big that we're just going to take one book at a time and do one chapter a week. So this way, no one feels overwhelmed to have to read a full book. We can really spend time on what the purpose of the book is, and we can really spend time on the messaging of the book if we just go one chapter at a time. And I have a handful of books, I'm going to say, in the curriculum that I use all the time. But the first book we're going to start with is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, which is actually pretty easy because it's only like 6 chapters. It's a very small but mighty book. Has anybody here ever read, just like raise your hand because I can't see everyone, like read The Four Agreements before? And so I've had a lot of people that either had said to me, oh, I've read it before, but it was so long ago and life's changed so much for me, I'd probably get something different out of it. Or they say, oh my gosh, somebody gave me that book and I never opened it. Or it's been sitting on my bookshelf for years, or it's been sitting next to my bed for a long time. And so what I love about Soulful Chapters is that we're going to be able to, in community, open up these pages, and each person's going to get something different from it. And I'm just very, very excited. I love doing this. In addition to my one-to-one coaching and my group programs, this is something that I feel really passionate about. So I'm excited to bring Soulful Chapters to you guys. I think you're muted, Chitra.
Yeah, it just told me that, thankfully. Thank you, Stacy. That was wonderful. I am so excited. I love books. Books have changed my life as well. And I'm excited that we get to go deep into it. It does, right, Michelle? I mean, I'm so excited personally. I'm like, I'm going to have my wellness team with me every week. I get to laugh. I get to read a book. I get to meditate. I get to do all of that. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for saying yes. I am honored to have you on the team. So now I just want to share a little bit about the session that I will be doing called Attract, Don't Chase. And that is going to be Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. And we are going to do, because I have the ability to tap into people's energies, I will first do an energy check of the room to see where we're at. So I do these group coaching sessions at home, in my home studio, and I have a small group of women that come to it. And it's been wonderful because I not only can channel messages for the group, but the group can then come alive and get connected and centered so well that they then start channeling messages for each other, which is, I think, the most powerful thing that I get to see, right? Because if we can all get to that place of being centered and grounded within ourselves, that we can hear the guidance or feel the guidance or not even know that it's coming through, but it comes out of our mouth. How many times have you said something super wise to a friend and been like, I don't even know where that came from, right? Like we know that because that's when we are completely in alignment, right? So I want to introduce you to one concept that I downloaded in my meditation and just leave you with that today. So I'm going to open up the whiteboard. Let me know if you can see it. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you see it. Yes? Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to introduce you to this infinity symbol that came to me. It actually came out of my mouth during a reading that I was doing for somebody. Oh, look at how perfectly that got drawn. I love it. And this infinity symbol came to me as I was trying to explain to somebody the journey between our soul and our ego, right? And for our purposes, we're always going to look at ego not as pride, but as a manifestation of our physical world, right? Because we have this physical body, we are living in the ego world, material world, physical world, whatever you want to call it, right? Where we have our physical bodies, we have relationships, and we have to go take care of ourselves and our finances, right? And so what happens is we are all born with this soul and ego being completely in flow and even, right? But as we get pulled into this material world more and more, because we've been conditioned to believe that success means more of the material stuff, our soul part becomes smaller and the ego gets bigger, right? So all of us, a lot of us, when we're unhappy or misaligned, it's because we have gone after this idea of success that was given to us by the world and not quite something that we feel aligned with. And as we start to do that more and more, we start to then have some problems in life, right? I like frameworks. I like systems. I like explaining and understanding things. So bear with me as I try to draw these letters. But as we go further away from what our soul wants us to do, we get into problems in 3 areas. I call them the HRF, the health, relationship, and finances. This is all going to go in my next book, Stacey, but I'd love to hear about your book too. So health, relationship, or finances is when we start to have problems. And when we have these problems, then we start to ask the questions, why? Why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? What did I do wrong? And until we don't face these problems, we don't ask those questions, right? So we never learn and grow in pleasure. We always learn and grow from pain, unfortunately, right? Because we're in this ego world. So what happens then is we start to then make our way back to the soul, right? And as that gets bigger, as we start to reach back to the soul shows us, oh, wait, remember, you wanted to actually do this when you were born. This feels more aligned to you as your purpose. Why aren't you paying attention to that, right? And at some point, as we're doing this, we come back to a place, hopefully, of being centered, right? And as we get centered, we kind of find ourselves in this place of flow, which we've never experienced before. Or maybe we experienced it as we were children, but we've forgotten about it, right? So this flow is what we need to get back to. And a lot of people think spirituality is all about giving up everything in the ego world. Actually, it isn't. It's about living in the center of that ego and soul and knowing that, okay, I have the spiritual guidance that is going to guide me in this ego world to accomplish things that only my physical body can accomplish, to have relationships that only my communication skills can help me accomplish, to build finances that I know will help me support this spiritual path that I'm on. So we all have this unique purpose, this unique path, but we need this physical world to accomplish so many of those things. So the idea is to be in flow and be at the center of this, right? And that journey of going back and forth is what helps us get there. And the magic, and I'm going to leave you with this, and I won't go into the whole image because there's a whole image here, but the magic happens when you are completely centered and you really come to a point where you're like, oh my God, I've been doing the wrong thing this whole time. And my purpose was actually to make people laugh. My purpose was to help people set intentions for the week and get centered in themselves. My focus is to help people get over their stress by doing things like tapping, right? You find that purpose and you have vertical ascension. And as you have this vertical ascension, you have this light start shining from within you, right? And people start to get drawn to that. I'm going to stop here and I'm going to show you the rest of that image next Saturday. And just to keep the suspense going, right? We got to have some fun with this. But that is what I wanted to introduce you to. I'm working on my next book and this whole theory is going to be in there. And I can't wait to share the whole thing with all of you. And I think when that came to me, the visual of it, right? It was just so powerful. And it didn't come to me in one conversation with somebody. As I was doing a reading, it came in bits and pieces. It's almost like they're giving me little pieces of the puzzle. And now I have the whole picture. So it's magical what can happen when you tap into that energy of source, right? We all have that power. And I want to make sure that all of you have your own, end image that you're supposed to bring out to this world. So that's just what I wanted to share with you. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, thoughts around this idea.
I got chills at that flame. And I did not see it coming. Like it was more like, is that like what? It didn't feel forced. I felt that it was divinely inspired. It wasn't like, oh, I had this idea, let me make it work. It was the emergence of this idea as you were doing the flow and the centering, and I was following along, and then the vertical ascension and then the shaping of the flame. I was like, and then putting myself into that, that I'm that flame. Like, I am at the center. I am the radiating center of the world I am creating. And there I am. Having it laid out in that way was super powerful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah, I'm a visual learner, so those visuals just do it for me.
I just think it's the way that you laid it out was it was beautiful and just so just so powerful, right? And to see the infinity symbol, it's kind of like, okay, for me, I'm like, all right, we're in that flow, and then like stopping in the center, and it's like, this is it, and then I was like, oh, that's so powerful. So great energy.
Thank you.
And yeah,
I love it. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Thank you. Go ahead, Rita.
Yeah, I loved everything that people are sharing. I want to say something about all of it, but when you were drawing the ego getting bigger and then all the problems that can come up, and then you get back into center, what I was thinking is that is an ongoing project, right? It's not like a one and done, which is why you started this community, because we all need it's like going to the gym. You don't go to the gym once and all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm done. I'm in shape now. You need to, it's a practice. It's an ongoing thing. Yeah. Because life happens and things happen. And it's not even what happens. It's your relationship to what happens, how you interpret it, how you see yourself, who are you in relation to it. So I love that, the flow of it, right? That it's because you're right. I think there are a lot of people out there that go, we shouldn't get rid of the ego. The ego's bad. And I'm like, no, we kind of need the ego. Let's not demonize it. We need it. It's there for a reason. But if it's, you're right, if it's out of balance, you know, it's like masculine and feminine. When masculine and feminine come together, they create something really amazing.
Yeah.
But you need balance.
You need both. Yeah,
You
absolutely.
need both, yin and yang. You need
Yeah.
them both.
Yeah. When we're done with this lifetime and we go back to the spirit world, then we don't need the body as much, right? We don't need the physical and the ego world as much. But right now we're supposed to be taking advantage of that, right? Like my guides will always tell us that you are not you are so blessed right now because you have the ability to speak and make an impact. You have the ability to use your body to go out and do something nice and gain all the spiritual wealth that you can. But without this body, for us, it's just thoughts. We can only send you thoughts. That's all we can do. We cannot come and physically do things, right? Because they're just an energy center, a source of energy for us. And you know, a lot. I use this in my workshops a lot. I won't get into too much of it, but you know, people like Edison will say ideas come from space. Or Michael Jackson would wake up at 2 a.m. and tell his manager, fireworks, fireworks, write down fireworks for the tour next time. If you don't write it down, Prince will get the idea and he will run with it. So there are ideas coming through our guides all the time, and that's all they can do. They can just give us thoughts, right? And we're not even conscious enough to know that we need to listen to them. So there's so much we can go into, and we will every week. We'll do little by little, you know, piece by piece. We're going to understand how this whole energy system works. Anyone else? Rishi, Manjali, any thoughts before we move on to our next portion?
No, Chitra. Basically, I'm just excited to be there, right? It feels like that energy point, or you know, it's like a big words for me, to be honest. That I'm getting alive in that sense, and you know that my think is that to help others from the health perspective, but I need to work on myself first before really going that route. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward for being part of this, you know, community, I would call it, because I've always seen that, you know, being part of a community which can raise your energy or your thinking. I think I want to be part of that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you. And you always bring such great energy. Awesome. All right. So we are going to keep moving. We're going to have before we go on to our next segment, I wanted to say if anyone who signs up today for Align will get a free journal from me. This is my Blessed Not Stressed journal. So a little incentive to sign up today. And I put in the chat that if you sign up for the monthly membership right now, instead of $249 a month, you will pay $149. And if you get the annual membership, you're actually saving almost $1,000 off the full price. And your membership will come to around $125 a month. So something to think about as you are pondering whether this space is going to benefit you, which I can't even wait. I mean, I'm like, this is so exciting. I already feel like my whole day is going to go so much better because of these few minutes that I'm spending in this energy. And if I could do this for myself every week, I mean, think about the potential, right? That seed's going to burst right open into our garden right away. So that was just some giveaways that I wanted to do. I'm also going to be offering a mini reading for everyone that came today. So a 15-minute reading that you can take advantage of. I'll put the link for that in the chat. And now we're going to have Karina take us through a little EFT exercise. Karina, floor is yours. Lead the way.
Yeah. So I want to be respectful of time. I'm sure everybody's starving by now, so we'll do this so we can go eat. But I just wanted to introduce you to Point. Some of you might know EFT and some of you might not. So it doesn't matter if you have any experience with it or not. It is just super simple. And I literally tap the first thing in the morning when I wake up, and I literally go to the bathroom, probably TMI, but that's the first thing I do before I start my day. So I literally just center myself, and and you can tap on anything. And often I'll just tap affirmations. As I'm tapping, I'll say affirmations out loud to myself. As I'm still sort of sleepy, waking up, I just find it such a beautiful way to like start the day, to like pour into myself. So you can tap any time of the day, but consistently, that's really what helps right? Learn to regulate your nervous system, stay in your body, learning what it is that you need and want, right? When we have to make decisions, it's just, I often tap on that. Like, is this going to work for me? And why am I feeling this way? So in clinical EFT, we really focus on the sensations in our bodies. I won't do that with this demo, but that's what we're going to be doing too, is just to, what is that? I have a nervous feeling. Where do I feel that? I feel it in my chest. And what does that feel like in your chest? And so just really getting to know ourselves when emotions really show up in our bodies. So what we do in EFT, we neutralize it, right? We can't go back and fix something that happened a long time ago, but as we tap on it, we're really able to neutralize it so it doesn't hold that power over us, and our monkey mind doesn't keep over analyzing and thinking about it. And what am I going to do? I'm going to call 17 friends and get their answer, what they need to tell me because I don't know. Once we learn to just check in with ourselves, we're like, of course I know. We all know what we need to do, right? But we just don't always trust it. So I just wanted to, as we go through as I'm guiding you through this, we're just going to go through the points. So you all can just tap along with me. So Rachel did such a beautiful job with that meditation. You were just so amazing. But that's usually what I'll do too when we start. So we'll skip that part. So what we're going to do is I just want everybody here just to think about a feeling, like a mild feeling, just something that you're thinking about, it's bothering you. You're like, why do I keep thinking about that? So it could be anything. Just think about something that you're like, I would really like to release that a little bit. It's like, I just keep thinking about it. It's ruminating in my mind. Okay. So if everyone just has that feeling, just whatever it is, the first thing that pops into your head, just hold on to that. So what we're going to do first is I like to tap on my right hand. So whatever hand is your dominant hand, that's usually what people like to tap on. So we call this the karate chop point. So that bone that's right here, if you can all see that. So we just tap right here with like our forefingers. And we call that the karate chop point, the setup statement. So if you're all muted, you can just repeat out loud if that's available to you or in your head. And we're just going to say, even though I feel whatever it is that you feel, you just insert that. I just keep thinking about this feeling. It's just in my head. And I'm just saying out loud, this is exactly how I feel. Beautiful. We can see that 2 more times. Even though this feeling that I have is just always there. And it just shows up pretty much all the time. And I'm like a little tired of this feeling. And I just deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Beautiful. Even though this feeling just comes up. And often at night when I really want to sleep. And I just acknowledge this is how I feel. Beautiful. So we're going to go to the top of our head. So that little spot that babies have when they're born, that little soft spot, we call this top of the head. So we're just going to tap right here with all your fingers, all 5 fingers. Beautiful. And we're just going to say this feeling and just insert what that is. I just feel it. And now we're going to go to the eyebrow point. So I like to use my pointer finger and my middle finger, and we're just going to go right above the bridge of your nose, right where your eyebrow starts. So you're going to be tapping on the eyebrow itself. Beautiful. And we're just going to say this feeling that's just constantly popping up. Good. I'm going to move to the side of the eye. So using the same 2 fingers right where that little bone is, the side of your eye. Beautiful, everybody. And we're going to say, I just keep thinking about this. And now we're going to go under the eye point. So that little bone we all have right under the eye. You guys are like expert at this. This is amazing. And we're going to say, oh, this feeling in my body. And now we're going to use one hand and we're going to go right under the nose where that little groove is between the nose and the lip. Beautiful. And we're going to say, I wonder if there's any possibility that I can maybe let go a little bit of this feeling. Good. And now we're going to move right to the chin point. So right between your lip and your chin right there. Beautiful. I wonder if I could just release this just a tiny bit. Beautiful. And now we're going to go to the collarbone point. So if you all feel your collarbone and you move your hands down just about 2 to 3 inches, we call this the sore spot right here. Do you guys all feel it? It's like a spot right here. And I like to tap with all of my fingers right on that spot. Beautiful. You all got it. Beautiful. And at this point, this is my favorite point. We have a lot of meridians that go through right here. So if this feels comfortable to you, you can just close your eyes as you're just tapping. Just tap right here and just breathe. And we're just going to say this feeling that keeps popping up and just insert what that feeling is. I might be ready just to release some of it. I'm not sure this feeling is really serving me anymore. I think I'm open to just releasing it. And just tap and just breathe into that feeling that just keeps popping up. And just notice what it feels like as you're just tapping. Notice if there's anything in your body that might feel lighter. Maybe something is just showing up. Maybe there's a tingling sensation. Just notice whatever it is. We're not trying to force anything. We're just noticing what it feels like just to tap on this very powerful spot. And if we could all just take a nice inhale through the nose as you're tapping, and we're just going to exhale through the mouth. And if you like, you can give it a nice sound. So inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. We're going to do that 2 more times. Nice inhale through the nose and exhale. Gorgeous. One last time. Nice big inhale. And just exhale. We're just going to end by saying this feeling. Just choosing to release it right now. And the last spot we're going to do is you guys want to lift your arm. So for women, it's right where your bra strap is on the side of your arm, right there under your arm. Beautiful. We're just going to tap right there. We're just going to say, I just choose to release this feeling. Beautiful. So we can all just rub our hands together. This was a very, very short little demonstration, but just so you guys can see where the spots are. And obviously in the 45 minutes, we're going to go a lot deeper and really feel into the sensations. And you just want to put your hands, I like to sort of just hold my hands like that and just put it on my chest and just like sit with it just for a couple of seconds and just close your eyes and just breathe. And just notice if anything feels different in your body. Maybe you feel a little more relaxed. Maybe you're ready to go back to bed. Whatever it is in your body. Oh, Rita's yawning. That's beautiful. Yawning is a great sign of releasing too. The yawning, stomach sounds, gurgling, even burping, anything like that is beautiful. Beautiful. How is that for everybody? Any questions? Any comments? You still muted, Chitra.
Sorry.
There you go.
I was so lost in the process. Thank you so much. That was
You're welcome.
beautiful. Wasn't that beautiful, guys? Oh, let's give her some hearts.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. All right. So that was a taste, a little taste of what you can expect if you join this community. And it would be an honor for all of us to serve you and help you to just get back in touch with yourself, get back in touch with what your soul came down here to do, and get to a place where you can stop chasing after this idea of success that the world has given you and begin to attract all the beautiful things that you deserve and that the world is waiting to hear from you and learn from you. So I hope that this was a fun morning for you and a centering morning for you. I know we have 2 minutes left, so just please take advantage of the discounts that we're offering right now. It is really like you would not get this kind of team for the kind of price that you're paying. If you went to work with each of these people, it would cost you a lot more. And we are hoping that we can not only bring this to many, many people to help them, but also bring this to companies and corporations. And so, yeah, I'm going to post the link again here. But if you have any questions, I will hang out for a few more minutes to answer them. But I just want to thank all of our team members here who have shown up and are willing to nurture and nourish this. I'm being shown visions of this getting really big, really fast. So that's what I was working on in the tapping, is to find the grace and the courage and the everything that I need to be able to do justice to this vision that I've been given by my guides. Oh, I think I posted it in the wrong place. Here we go. So the link is here. Check it out. If you have any trouble, the website has just been done. I have checked it. It's working. But if you have any issues, just bear with me and give me some grace as I process this new venture and put it out in the world. This is my seed that I'm putting out there. If you know of somebody else that will benefit from this, we have another session next Saturday. It's the same link. Let me post a link here that you can share with anyone that you think needs it. I'm just going to open it up. If you have any questions before you leave, let me know. But thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out. I know our biggest asset is our time. So I appreciate you spending this hour and 15 minutes with us. I want to be respectful of time. So if you have to leave, I understand. And I will just say that every week when you come in, we are going to not sit with you for hours and hours, 45 minutes, come in, get centered, feel good, get out and go live your life. Because when you spend that time for yourself, the rest of your world will become a lot more filled with ease and flow. And that's what I want for all of you. So I'll open it up. Yes, Heidi, you're muted. Yeah.
Oh, quick question. Is this recorded if we miss?
So I am trying not to, we are going to record for quality assurance purposes, but what I really want to encourage people is to show up live. So my goal right now is to provide the live energy, because I feel like, yes, you can benefit from the recording. And I'm still trying to figure it out. So if everybody wants the recordings, I'll hand them over, but I don't want that to become a crutch. And I would rather encourage everyone to show up live, because when you do that, you're building consistency as well, right? Because sometimes we're like, oh, it's too early, I don't want to wake up or whatever, I'm just going to listen to the recording. But when you show up live, that energy is so different. So right now I'm being guided to say it's going to be live only. And that's what's going to also make it different from many other people. So many other offerings that are out there, because I know there's apps that provide all kinds of meditation, but it's an isolated experience at the end of it, right? Anyone else? Team members, any thoughts before you go?
I just wanted to, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say this is just so exciting. And I know this is such a little baby, a newborn baby, but I just want to thank everybody for showing up 8 o'clock on a Saturday and just being so open and doing this with us. It means the world. And I'm just beyond thrilled to be part of this. It's going to be really, really exciting. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I was just going to say real quick that I wish I had this type of community when I was first doing the work, because, it was work to find someone to work with. It took a lot of money to work with them. And then you got one thing answered, or temporarily, and then there would be kind of a desert of going out again. And to have the consistency and the variety, because sometimes you need a little something different every day. I know I'm going to be taking advantage and tapping into the almost daily, 7 days a week, it's 6 days a week of being in community and doing the different exercises and learning the different skills. So I'm very excited, Chitra, completely selfishly, that you're doing this.
I feel the same way. I echo the same sentiments. I think that everyone deserves a community like this. Don't you guys think that? Like, I so agree with you, Rita. We all deserve it. So I've posted the link for the Zoom registration for next week as well. So feel free to copy that. You can save the chat. If you don't know how, it's the 3 dots on the top. Just click those, and then it'll give you the option to save chat. And then please share the word with everyone, because I think this is a little bit of a concept sell right now. So I don't know that there is a live community like this out there, but I've had people say, I want to bring this to my company. I've had people say, I want to bring this to my teens. So I have a teen life coach who I might bring in and do a session for teens. So this is only growing. And all of you are getting the advantage of joining in early when it's at the seed stage, right? So think of yourselves as the founding members. And I think that, you will always hold a special place in my heart for everyone that joins now, because you're trusting the baby, the seed, before it's full blown. So thank you again for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope that this has set you up for success, for having a connected and a responsive weekend rather than just like going out there frazzled. So enjoy it. Stay centered, stay calm, and we'll see you next Saturday here. And we start October 6th. So Monday, October 6th is when our full schedule will start. So Monday morning, Rachel will be ready for you at 8 a.m. and we're going to kick off the week and we're going to have some fun. All right. Thank you. Thank you again.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great
Bye,
weekend.
everybody.
Bye.